Hey everyone, it's good to see everyone again. I hope everyone's doing well. Um, I haven't made any videos before for a while, referring to before the presidential election, and that was such an exciting and an amazing time um, because there's changes happening as our lives is a reflection of the changes that happen every day. And so, whether the changes are good or bad, well, we shouldn't judge the process until we get to that end point. And then we can look back and say, okay, this was good or this was bad, And with these changes, there's a change in perspective, especially in relationships. Um, as you already know, whether you're in a relationship or not, and I'm referring to a marriage, but let's say all forms of relationship are the same. um, there's a truth out there that needs to be talked about and needs to challenge the narrative of the saying, happy wife, happy life. This needs to be challenged because this is the idea that the phrase implies that the wife's happiness is the most important thing in a relationship. Or if we turn this around to a non marriage, like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, a romantic relationship, it's suggesting that the girl's feelings, a girl's happiness is more important in the relationship. I'm here to argue and share with you all that I think this is a huge misconception. The most important thing in a relationship is that both parties are happy, whether you're the girlfriend or the boyfriend or the husband or the wife. Because if one is not happy and one is happy, that's an imbalance that affects the relationship in total. Where that phrase originated, where it came from, I personally don't know. I haven't done my research on where that phrase came from, but I would imagine it's a long-standing phrase. Even growing up as a kid, I've heard that phrase before. Even my own mother mentioning to me that a woman's happiness is more important. But yet, as a man myself and being married and having children, I have a wife that respects me as much as I respect her. And one of the important things that we both discuss is how important it is that we're both content with our decision, being together, and the things we do, whether we agree or disagree, and naturally talking about it. But most importantly, for all forms of relationship, is that it's important not to be inconsiderate of each other's emotions and feelings and decisions. Meaning, if I decide to do this, I need to make sure that it's okay with my wife, not in a sense of permission, right? It's more of the sense of, will this affect her? Would her decisions affect me? And then we talk about if we're okay, if those consequences, whether they are good or bad, if we are okay with it affecting each other. Because there are decisions that every relationship makes. Some of those decisions have led to divorce. Some of those decisions have led to a breakup in the relationship. Those decisions could have been selfish. Those decisions could have been inconsiderate, or those decisions were hurtful. Hurtful, maybe physically. Whatever the case is, it's important to talk to each other and have each other in such high regards that when two form a union, it's important to acknowledge what that union encompasses. Wait, I said that wrong. But basically, what does this union hold? What's the values? What's the rules? What is the thing that we both are agreeing on? Because while there's this saying that opposites do attract, there's still a sense of like understanding. what each other highly values. And if that what they value is held really strongly. For example, in my relationship, encompasses we don't drink. I personally do not drink alcohol at all, and I haven't done so in more than 10 years. It's a lot with my belief. My wife has drank before, but from my understanding, she's only tried it once. And ever since then, she's never done it ever again. She didn't like the way it made her feel, nor did I like my own experience. And we sat down and we talked about these experiences, how, like we don't drink and we don't welcome it in our home. Now, I did bring up hypothetical situations before, letting her know, like, if I drink, it will make her lose love with me. It will make her lose respect for me because I'm claiming right now that I don't drink. And while people do change, right, there are changes that everyone can make. So, for example, you decide not to purchase this, but later on you decide to purchase it. Or you decide not to go back to school, but then later on you decide to go back to school. There's those kinds of changes that are positive, sometimes good, sometimes not. It depends on your given circumstances. But when it comes to drinking, we both agree that we don't see a benefit in it, mainly because for us, we don't see a health benefit. We see it as distracting us from who we are. And one of the things we talked about is how in family, we noticed how other people drank and what it made them do and what kind of trajectory they went down their lives. We don't want that. So we hold this firmly in our family that we don't drink. That doesn't mean we're not okay with other people drinking, but we'd rather not have those influences affecting our values of our family. What I'm saying with all of this is that happy wife is a happy life. It should be said that happy wife, happy husband makes a happy life. It's the fact that both parties are satisfied, are content, feel respected. So I think it's important to remember that when it comes to relationships, there needs to be a mutual effort and appreciation. Both partners need to be treated equally. And while there are definitely some controversies going on about this kind of topic, I think it's important that everyone assess their relationship and are honest about it. That they talk about what will keep them together. Because when a relationship becomes one-sided, let's say as a man, I give everything to my wife, and I don't leave anything for me. My focus is making her happy. Eventually, I'm spoiling her. I'm giving her too much. And this is definitely not okay because I'm showing no love or respect to myself. And of course, in a relationship, as mentioned, it shouldn't be a one sided relationship. It should be a two sided, meaning that she needs to be showing me that she cares about me as much as I show her I care about her. And we do this with our own actions. My focus isn't really about my own personal marriage or relationship, but it's to shed some light that while this works for me, I've seen many people in relationships that are one sided. And today, whether you are in one right now or not, I think it's important to let this point be an emphasis of how it's important to continue to look towards each other and understand that this person cares about you. And if you love them and respect them, then that care should also be returned. Every relationship is going to have their personal values as well. For example, my favorite color is yellow and green, and my wife's is purple. This is a representation that as we go through life, there's going to be things we both like for ourselves. She likes watching shows. She likes going on ChatGPT and asking a lot of questions. And I don't do that. I don't watch a lot of shows and I don't go on ChatGPT a lot. But what I do is I like playing video games. I like working out. I do things differently. I like to go for a run. My values are different from hers in that sense, but we both hold the relationship very high regards. Not just because we have children, but we both understand that we have free will, and yet we're choosing our free will to stay together because I love her and she loves me. So, and of course, we can both walk away from each other, but again, we don't consider that. We don't put that on the table, because we're content. Most likely, she probably would walk away from me if I do something that is breaking a value. As much as if she did something that broke a value in our family and marriage, I would walk away, right? It's important to listen and talk to each other. But well, like I mentioned before in the beginning, is that there's consequences. But it's first to understand that all relationships are not just one sided. All relationships have two sides. Whether you're a man and man or woman woman or man woman heterosexual relationship, it doesn't matter. All forms of relationship, everyone deserves to be valued. So if you ultimately want a successful relationship to your sense, knowing that in every relationship you're going to argue, you're going to disagree, you're going to love and you're going to fight, and you're going to go through many life experiences moving forward in this world, right? It's important to always look towards each other and check in with each other, knowing that, you know, you both want to be there. You both want to lift up this relationship. And when challenges happen, and they do, that you both face them together, not run away. When there's an issue about money, talk to the partner rather than hiding that fact or avoiding that fact. They will appreciate you. If other challenges come up of like let's just say uh family issues, for example, like extended family, they try to get involved. Your mother's trying to get involved in your relationship, or your father, or a cousin, whatever. If they're trying to get involved and you're hesitant to express a boundary, but yet your partner feels uncomfortable, it's important to take up that challenge, check in with your partner and see how they feel, and then ultimately make the best decision. Are you going to choose that family, or are you going to choose your family? What's more important to you there? Because in that sense, your family, meaning your girlfriend or your husband or your wife, whatever, they're your immediate family now. They deserve to be secured. And this isn't to say that all families coming in to danger to bring danger, but this is to say is what kind of influence are they being? Are they coming in to criticize your relationship? Are they coming in to judge you and your partner? Whatever the case is, it's important to look at situations and understand it all around, whether it's family, workplace, money, sex, the relationship in of itself, or any other challenges that occur in your life as you go through this life together as in a relationship or marriage, is that you assess it and you understand each other. Can you both tolerate it? Do you both need to stand up and do something? Do you, or do they? Whatever the case is, the truth that still needs to be said is that for a happy life, right? One needs to work for it. One needs to communicate it. One needs to make their boundaries known and and what they value most in this relationship, and appreciating each other ultimately, right? This is where the emotional support and how important communication is comes in. But both sides need to cultivate the happy life. Both partners matter. And so as you both go through this relationship, or if you're someone that doesn't have a relationship yet, then learn to understand that not just your side matters, right? Your side is important. But when you come into a relationship, you're sharing a boat and you're traveling these rocky or smooth waters, whatever your life is, circumstances at the time. You got to care about the other person because they're helping you survive. They're helping you live. They're helping you go forward with this life. And so it's important to remember the ultimate thing, and reflecting even with this image that you see on my as my default profile pic here is teamwork. Work together. Happy wife, happy husband means happy life. And that's the message I have for today. And I want to say thank you for listening. I'll try to make these videos a lot shorter, but I hope this helps somebody. But again, remember that both partners matter. Any form of union, anywhere, even if it's not a form of relationship that's physical, right? All unions, all partnerships. There's definitely a give and take, but ultimately respecting each other and holding each other highly. And I also hope that your relationship works out well. Thank you for listening and tune in for the next video. Thanks.